Hello, viewers and subscribers all over the world. We are very sorry for that break in transmission. We had a serious problem with our uh, network. It broke down completely, but we hope that we are back again and live. We'll continue this program no matter what because it is very important. Dr. Lomefo is still here with us, and those who are waiting, please wait patiently. In a few minutes now, we'll bring you on board and we'll open up the lines to call. What we are looking at is would political revolution give us Biafra freedom? How would it happen? What is politics of Biafra? And that is exactly what Law Mefo is here to analyze. Why are Igbo governors and politicians anti-Biafra? Why we Biafra agitators need to flush them out and take over power if they don't want Biafra? I call it political revolution. So we're talking about, would political revolution give us the Biafra we need? Doctor, you can go on and summarize that introduction so that we can bring other people who are waiting on board. Thank you.
Okay, so now what I've said earlier is the background, the introduction to what I want to say now. I said that two essential personalities of Igbo extraction that ever lived should be Zik and Ojukwu, for the simple reason that Zik took the Igbos to their highest possible political attainment. And he didn't do that for the Igbos alone. It was for the Biafran enclave entire, because he was at the point the premier of Eastern Nigeria, and it is Eastern Nigeria that is Biafra. Ojukwu, of course, led the real struggle of Biafra to become an independent country, and he was the president, head of state for 3 whole years. Now, the politics is they don't want Biafra to go. Nigeria and indeed Africa, I would say, don't want Biafra to go. For Nigeria, I believe their reason is essentially economic. They believe that the discovered oil, as at that time and even now, is essentially found in the Biafra enclave, and the monolithic and singular economic mainstay of Nigeria is essentially oil. And for me, the desire of Nigeria to retain Biafra in Nigeria is economic, and is simply because of oil. That's the way I say it. And for Africa, because I know that during the Biafra War, efforts were made to reconcile Nigeria and the Biafra secessionist side. And the African heads of state were reluctant to vote that Biafra should go. And why were they doing that? They were looking at Nigeria as a very big African project that must succeed to be able to help the rest of African continent to stand on their feet. That's altruistic enough. But Britain particularly does not want Biafra to go. Why? It's because of the same economic reason. Don't forget that Britain amalgamated the Northern and the Southern Protectorate in 1914, and they did so essentially for economic reasons, because they noticed that they were running at a loss, running the Northern Protectorate, and the Southern counterpart was run at some surplus. So they believed that merging the two would help them to stabilize the entire geographical location. And beyond that also, there is every reason to believe that access to sea was one of the reasons that they wanted the two countries to merge. They needed the produce they were getting from the northern part to be shipped through the southern part of the country where you have the seas. These are the two reasons. And of course, even the second reason is also economic, whether we like it or not. So you can see the politics of Biafra. that it's not out of love that they want to have Biafra within Nigeria. Is because of the economic consideration. Like Adam Smith would say, it's not out of the benevolence of the butcher that we expect our dinner, but out of the consideration for his own stomach. Now, if you bring that to contemporary reality, the new wave to free Biafra was started by Ralph Wazirike, and you saw how it went, didn't go well. And between that time and now, you have well up to 30 Biafra agitation groups, each of them trying to assert itself on the arena, saying the same thing, independence of Biafra. For some of us, like I told us before, we are all Biafrans. But I believe that all these agitations are issuing from one essential anomaly, that the Nigerian situation is a master servant, and the Igbo man cannot be, the Biafran cannot be a slave. That's a fact. And it's a big problem. Others who have accepted that are living well with the rest of the country. The Biafran cannot, because going by his very culture and nature, he cannot be a slave to anybody. This is very fundamental in the politics of Biafra. I want to also underscore this point. You see, I believe that the agitation for Biafra is born out of the fact that the Biafra war that took place between 1967 and 1970 has not ended. It hasn't. Remember that Gowan proclaimed the 3R, he talked about reconstruction, he talked about rehabilitation, he talked about which other R again. But there is one important R, in fact, for me, the only R that was required in the whole thing, reintegration. Reintegration hasn't taken place, as far as I am concerned. And that is a fact. Because reintegration has not taken place, the Igbo man is still feeling left out in the lush, lost in the shuffles. And he is not at par with the rest of his contemporaries in the country. And that in itself is very fundamental. As far as the Igbo man is concerned, he has not been given the latitude to be able to assert himself, to give the country his best. He is not given, he is not given his rights in the country. Let me put it that way. It's underscored, and he has come to the fore very, very clearly to any doubting Thomas in the current Buhari administration. We can all see it. The current Buhari administration has treated the Southeast particularly as a footnote, and by extension, the entire Biafran enclave. If you look at the appointments, in fact, somebody was saying that the 34% of appointment came from the Southwest and all that. And of course, even in that statistical analysis, it was shown that the Southeast got, less than 10% of everything. And of course, the rest of it, particularly the security architecture of the country excludes, the Southeast. It excludes Biafra, essentially. Apart from the man in the Navy that is from South, the rest, the rest is all Muslim North. And it is not good for a country that really wants to thrive as one, grow as one. And again, I also want to say, look at the issue of developing the country as one. Look at the current loan, the 22-point-something billion loan taken for infrastructure in the country. The Southeast is essentially excluded from it. And don't forget that the Southeast will be part of the repayment. These are clear constitutional violations. These are, in the 1999 Constitution, as flawed as it is still containing a provision that all sections of the country must be reflected in all appointments. there must be federal character.
Okay.
There is a clear constitutional provision for that. So whatever you do that does not reflect the geographical spread of the country is actually a constitutional violation. And this is what has been going on in the country since the end of the war.
Okay, Doc, sorry, let me cut you in there a little bit. Now, let us break it down to the contemporary, what we have now, and the current Biafra agitation, because there has been a logjam with respect to way forward. How do you go about it? And the politics has been identified as one of the ways through which so many other countries have been able to access freedom. Through political process, country like this South Sudan got there after so many years of gun battle. Even currently, the one of the Cameroonians, you've heard that the UN have ordered Ambazonians. They have ordered that they withdraw their army. BIA should withdraw his army from the region, you know, because their political class joined in the agitation and they were able to voice out their opinion. Now, coming to bringing it down home to the Biafran agitation, we have seen cases. We have analyzed what Nigeria have done to the Biafran people, which is obvious. Now, bringing it back home to governors who are Biafrans, who are governors in the southeast. Let's start from the southeast first. But they have never done anything with respect to the Biafran ideology. Don't forget that Biafran ideology is an ideology of innovation, it's an ideology of progress, it's an ideology of justice, it's an ideology of equality. But all of this is what Nigerian states have not offered to anybody in Nigeria, much more of the Biafran people. Now, coming down to the politicians and the governors we have in Igbo land, how far have they expressed the Biafran ideology? How far have they been able to make sure that the Southeast, which have been skilled out from the scheme of things in Nigeria, will be able to convince the Southeasterners that we can be economically stable without Abuja. That is the politics of the Biafra and the outcome of the politics of the freedom that we are talking about. If the Southeast have people who have this Biafran ideology running the affairs of the Southeast, Southeast will by now have substantial economic independence within themselves, have substantial political independence within themselves. Unlike having sketches of there's no political party that is operational in the Southeast that is founded on the Biafran ideology. Those who are calling will take calls after 5 minutes from now or 10 minutes from now. So hang on, we'll take your calls. So now, what we are talking about, now that's where we are. That's where we want you to highlight why would a political revolution get the Biafran people the freedom they desire in terms of political freedom.
You see, your question is very fundamental, very vital, and I'll tell you what the problems are. You know, one of the problems we have as Biafrans is that we blame every other person but ourselves. Political participation is inevitable, is a process. If you want political solution to your problems, if you want political solution to the Biafra agitation, you follow political process. But Biafran agitators do not want to participate in elections. That in itself is a fundamental problem. In 2006, Uwazurike under Mozob made the Igbos, the Southeasterners, not to participate fully in census. That made us to be a minority in Nigeria as we speak now. if you check the result of the last census, that is a self-inflicted injury. In the political process, our argument is that we want Biafra or nothing. But the fact remains that, yes, Biafra is desirable, but a well-restructured Nigeria is even better. I tell you that because we are privy to what happened in the First Republic. Mike Okpara was able to run the Southeast as the fastest growing economy in the world. If you restructure Nigeria to reflect what happened in the First Republic, you will discover that Biafra agitation will just, we mellow down. But in the event that there is no restructuring, Biafra becomes inevitable. That's the way I say it. But I believe that a fully restructured Nigeria is possible if we engage. Now, let us use the example of the Amazonians. They were able to engage politically. Their members are in the parliament of in Nigeria, in National Assembly. You don't have a senator that is a Biafra agitator. You don't have an honorable member. You don't have all that. In fact, even the actions of Biafra agitators is even scaring the elites away. Somebody like Kekwere was attacked in Germany, the same man that organized the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu from Kuje prison. What do you expect the other elites to do? These are problems. You don't do that. The first revolution that was ever waged in the world is Christianity. Christ had people like Nicodemus that went to him in the night. Do you understand that? Do the same. Go to these leaders in the night, Nicodemusly. Okay? Christ had Joseph of Arimathea that buried him. That was a millionaire. He had a clout that he was able to have one-on-one with Pilate. He was able to go to him to say, look, this man is dead. Let's bury him. And he gave him the power to do so. Where were the apostles then? The penthouse where the Last Supper took place was owned by a secret disciple, a millionaire. Even the donkey that took Jesus into Jerusalem on the triumphant entry was owned by a millionaire because he had so many donkeys. How do I know? Nobody had used that donkey before. If the man didn't have so many donkeys, there wouldn't be any way he wouldn't use that only one. If it was only one.
We are having
the point I'm trying to make is that
make it very brief because the line is breaking so badly, so that we'll let other people in.
Yes, yes. So the point I have made is that the elites, the Igbo political elites, the Biafra elites have not been able to support Biafra agitation, partly because of their own making and partly because of the making of Biafra agitators. They need to connect. They must do some of these things Nicodemusly. You need to reach out. The language is not good. It's not refined enough. The way we are going about the agitation, it has not reflected what the Amazonians were able to do. Yes. So we need to do more. We need to get back to the drawing board, refine our language. We need to reconnect our political elites. This thing cannot work without our political elites. We need to participate in politics. We need to elect people into National Assembly. We need to elect people into state assemblies. We need to really tell them what we need. Restructure Nigeria or let Biafra be.
All right, okay. We are going to, at this point, bring in other people because they've been waiting for a very long time to join this discussion very briefly. Just let's quickly get our other participants who have been waiting. Let's bring in the first two. While we are waiting for them to join, you talked about the political elites and the agitators. as though they are both
Yes.
different set of people. The Biafran agitators are Biafrans. The political elites are also Biafrans. Do the governors need the Biafran people to partner with them in order for them to deliver the Biafran ideology? That is the point. Then the people have lost confidence in the political class as we have today in Igbo land. That the people, the Biafran people, are calling for a political restructuring of the entire Igbo land, because the crop of leaders we have today is not the crop of leaders we have during the time of M.I. Opara. It's not the crop of leaders we had before. The crop of leaders we have now are so greedy, they plunder public wealth. The corruption is unbearable. And that is not in any way reflecting the Biafran ideology. And the people have lost confidence in them. In fact, it's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why they are not coming to partner with these same people.
Can I quickly tell you? Can I quickly add one more reason why they are running away?
Go on.
They are running away because of the source of their wealth.
Good.
Many of them don't have clean source of wealth. Many of them made their money through government. Many of them don't want the source of their wealth to dry up. Many of them see politics as a way of sustaining their wealth. So they don't want anything that will destroy that. If you want those that will fund Biafra movement, you have to go to the business class that have nothing to do with Nigerian government. Take this to bank.
All right. Okay. We have someone that have joined us. The Nobi Evaristus have just joined us, and we have another person called the King.
Hello.
Currently joining us. Can you say hello to us?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you say hello to us, Evaristus? If Malume, please say hello to our viewers and make your contribution. You've waited for a long time. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, we are losing them. Can you hear me? We can't hear you, Baristus. If you can hear me, turn on your mic, please. Okay. We are having some.
Yeah.
While we wait.
I understand.
While we wait for the other people to come on board, Law Mefo is still here with us. So, Doc, can you tell us, is there any reason whatsoever that is making the issue of political revolution? Is there any possible way that can be carried out effectively?
Yeah, you see, political revolution is already on. You have to be patient. You have to be more strategic. You have to engage more. You know, revolution doesn't have to be violent. Christianity, I use as an example, wasn't a violent revolution. And you don't need to be violent. So it's possible. You need to engage more. You need to open up more. You don't have to presume that there are some people that are enemies. No. Who is not against you is with you. You need to open up more. You need to discuss. There are so many people there who don't understand what this whole thing is all about. And that is why I keep talking about language. The language has to be refined. Why do I insist on that? Language has to do with communication. Communication is everything. If you are able to communicate your ideas properly, people will be able to key in. So, political revolution to get Biafra had or Biafra, even actualized is all possible. And I believe it is on. Let me draw a distinction here. You have there is a great difference between peasant revolt and a revolution. What is going on for me appears to be more of a peasant revolt. The masses are just agitating. It's different from revolution. Revolution is organized. It's organized strategically. It has intellectual content. It is spread. As many people as would want to be part of the process are given the opportunity. But what is going on now appears to be is exclusive. If you are a rich man, then you can participate. Who told you that all rich Biafrans are contaminated with a government fund and with connections with Nigeria, Nigerian economy? It's not true. The majority of Igbo millionaires and billionaires didn't make their money through government. So excluding people in that manner is not helping the process. And the relationship between Biafra agitation and Ohaneze Ndibo is not healthy. It's not healthy at all. No matter what happens, we need to regard Ohaneze for what it is, the umbrella body of Ndibo. And it's important. And until you get Igbos well organized, the rest of Biafra will be difficult to organize, because Igbos constitute 60% of the entire population of Biafra. So you need to get the Igbo side of Biafra right to enable the rest also key in. And that brings me in to another major problem the struggle has. Why will the South-South be marginalized in the Biafra struggle? I don't see them in it. All the leading groups, all the leading Biafra agitation groups, if you check their leadership, the chairman or president or whatever the name is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you don't find a South-South person. The marginalization is already on. As you do that, you are scaring them away. We are the ones that must go to South-South and make them feel at home. That is not going on. That is not going on at all. The Biafra agitation has not really made the South-South happy. It hasn't made them part of. That's why I used the hierarchy. You can use Watsap, IPOB, the one that Wazirike is leading now. Check the president, the vice, the secretary, up to 5. How many of them are actually South-South? And Biafra is not Igbo alone. Igbos are part of Biafra. They may be the dominant population, but that doesn't mean that they are Biafra. And that was why Ojukwu, met Philip Effiong. He's a deputy from day one. The secretary, he's secretary to the government of Biafra also was not an Igbo man. He's from South-South. It's wisdom. You need to really go back to drawing board if you want to get anything out of this agitation.
Okay, now let us quickly bring in the people who are joining us. We have Evaristus. Evaristus, can your voice come through? Evaristus, can your voice come through?
Yeah, yes. Good evening, gentlemen.
All right, you're welcome to the program. And also we have our brother here, but we don't know his name. Please introduce yourself.
Is it me?
Yes, yeah. Introduce yourself.
Hello?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, go on.
My name is Dick. I'm in Canada, Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Evaristus from Belgium.
Okay, I'm DK from Canada.
Okay. Good. Evaristus, let's start with Evaristus there. Tell us your own opinion with respect to what we are discussing so far.
Yes.
The politics of Biafra.
Yes, I have heard what he said, but my own opinion. Really, what he said is not true, because in this actualization of sovereign state of Biafra is not started by ethnic. It started by voluntary, not election. Nobody is elected. It's not even political party. In any struggle, it's those you see in the field you will take. We are not going to beg anybody, because I started this struggle since 1999 with Masob. I was once sole administrator in the Republic of Mali. If you ask, you will see. I am in international world magazine then. So when we are doing it, or even here, I was the person who brought this Biafra agitation in Belgium, 2004. All the instruments they are using today was imported by me with Biafran color and gave it to the Igbo community here in Belgium. So in this actualization of the independent states of Biafra, it does not matter whether you are from South or Southeast, but what is your this thing what do you decide? Do you want to volunteer yourself, to sacrifice yourself for this struggle?
Okay.
Because since we are doing it right from
Evaristus,
let me just tell this man what he said.
Evaristus, let us narrow it down to the politics of Biafra towards freedom. Is it possible that we will have Biafran agitators go into politics, take over government in Biafran land? What is wrong with that? And can that give us Biafra? That is the summary of what the picture we are painting here.
Yes. In normal circumstances, you cannot use the people elected in the federal government of any country to agitate for secession. It does not work. The people that always get independent used to come from outside. We cannot wait for Ohaneze. Ohaneze is already engaged with the government of Nigeria. If we continue waiting for them, our people will continue perishing.
I think Evaristus, you are drifting away. Sorry, Evaristus, sorry to cut you short. You are drifting away a little bit from the question. The question is, can Biafra agitators, the Biafran people who are agitating for freedom, take over power in Biafran land? That is the question. Can Biafra agitators take over power in Biafran land?
No.
They cannot.
After the actualization of the independent state of Biafra, the election will be conducted. Anybody can participate in the election.
Okay. Now, I think we have to quickly go to my brother in Canada. What is your submission so that we can recap on this, so that we understand what the Biafran ideology we are talking about? We are talking the Biafran ideology, political ideology to deliver good governance in Igbo land as we speak now. Because those who are governing in Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, they are all Igbos, but yet they have not done anything. In fact, they have contributed to the Igbo people, the Biafran people in general, from losing hope completely in governance. They have plundered public wealth. They have not delivered what truly Biafra represents, which is equity, fairness, justice, innovation, being able to inspire the people to attain great heights. That is what Biafra is all about. Now, considering the nature of Biafra agitation and within the context of Nigeria, we have also seen agitators lament that the governors or the politicians are selling them out. Now, we are now asking, what is wrong with the Biafran people taking over to becoming governors, senators, and House of Assembly members, and use that same process to pursue their freedom? One, the freedom, economic freedom, political freedom, social freedom, and even spiritual freedom within the context of governance, good governance. Because, for instance, if I am a governor in Anambra State or any state, and I say I am a Biafran, it is not against the Nigerian Constitution. It is not against, and deliver good governance and show the people what Biafra is. So that is what we are
No
asking.
problem.
Would
No problem.
do we have people who can deliver, the Biafran agitators who can deliver this service to the Biafran people? That is what we are talking about. So that we stop blaming this governor or that politician of sabotaging the Biafran struggle. That is what we are talking about. My brother in Canada. I
understand you now.
So, if you want to make a contribution quickly so that we can go back to Dr. Lomepo.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah,
have the audience?
We are listening to you.
We are listening to you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, without political revolution, we can never get Biafra. There are two things. Anyway, I have experience in international politics. I deal with, the politicians in Canada. Without power and resources, we can never get Biafra. First, there's no country in the world that have ever gotten referendum or restructure without first taking power in its locality. Exactly. First of all, you must take power in your locality. No country in the world, Southern Sudan, Eritrea, anywhere in the world, first of all, you must take power in your locality.
Exactly.
And it has to be resources. Nobody is going to help you in the international community without you making an offer. You must make an offer. Only on a meet, come say and only on a meet, international community will meet without making an offer. We lost Biafran war on the table of negotiation, not on the war, not on the battlefield.
That's
so
correct.
Let me on the international community, United Nations, nobody cares. First of all, you have to go and get power in your locality. Even when the Jewish wanted power in Palestine, the first of all sent people to Palestine to cause trouble. Then the Jewish people in America contributed money to United Nations to bribe United Nations so they can able to share it. Everybody has to come to that. So without first of all taking power in your locality, everybody is wasting his time. First of all, there must be a political revolution. That is how you get your resources. If you are a governor, in Nigeria, if I'm a governor in Nigeria, I come to Canada, I come to US, I meet my fellow governor and make deals. This is how to get power. This is how to get without it. There are two solutions in revolution. It's either war or through diplomacy. And if you want diplomacy, you have to go home and take power. It involves money, billions of dollars, it involves power. International community will not listen to you if you don't have money. You must make an offer. Able to 3 million Biafrans today because of oil. Go on, made offer. Ojuku didn't make offer. It's all about offers. And you must take your locality first. Without political revolution, you must first of all go home and take your home. Then people will take you serious. If finally will take you serious. That's the only way they will take you serious. You need any money because I'm with a weak leadership.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, what security take care over their area because I need to create a factory. You take the franchise everyone have from politics. Nobody to protect Ali. So all him to be poor.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Can I take care of my patients?
It's all right. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. You have made a very vital contribution. We appreciate your contribution. We'll let you go. All right. We've heard him. We've heard what he said. Before we go to Evaristus, let's quickly. Okay. Let's go to Evaristus first, then come down to Law before. What do you have to say with respect to what you just mentioned, Evaristus?
What he said somehow is true, but it's difficult in Nigeria because we don't have we don't have normal democratic government. What we have in Nigeria is selection government, not democratic government.
Okay.
Because no election in Nigeria, you know this.
Yeah.
It used to be selected by the Fulani Caliphate. If they did not select you, you can never become anybody.
Okay.
Even in your local government.
Okay. You've made a very vital point, because that is exactly
where it is.
Yes.
It is impossible for the. Let me just give you an example. During the time Ojukwu came back, 1982, Ojukwu tried every possible means to roll himself into Senate, but they used our own people to make sure that he did not go to that seat.
I like that point you made. That point you made is very vital. You know why? The reason why that point is vital is that they used our own people, because this is one of the fundamental arguments.
Own people. I remember that they use Omudiwe. I'm coming. They use Omudiwe to rig Ojukwu out. Make sure that Ojukwu did not win the election.
Good.
How many times?
Okay. Now.
So
now, very soon. Let me just put in something there. Then, Law, you now come in. Now, your point is very crucial, because majority of the Biafran agitators, in quote, they have given up in the Nigerian political process. Not just the Biafran people, the entire Nigerian persons. An average Nigerian have given up on the Nigerian political process, because it is unclear. They are doing it in the way you see them do it. Fine. Now, you have also elaborated that they used our people. They did not use their own people. They did not use anybody outside here to thwart the governance of our people. That means our people at that time, they don't even know what is Biafran ideology. They don't. In fact, most of the politicians we have today and political parties we have today, even in Igbo land as we speak, and Biafran land in general, none of them is driven by an ideology. Most of them are driven by their personal pursuit, by their personal political ambition. Now we're now talking about having a political revolution driven by Biafran ideology. Now over to you, Dr. Lobeko.
See, I thank God for the intervention of the doctor from Canada. It's very simple. You need to, what has happened in Ambazonia is supposed to be a roadmap for Biafra agitation. They are in their country's government. They are there. Their president, their leader, is a very strong voice in the Cameroonian Congress. That's the point. And my friend is saying that there is no election in Nigeria, but people have won against the wish of the federal government. I'll give you a few examples. Wike has shown 2 times that you can't rig out a popular person. Samuel Oton in Benue demonstrated it.
My brother, please hang on. Can you mute your hang on? Sorry, Ireke, please mute your stuff. It is interfering. Mute your stuff when you are speaking. You can open it up, please. Thank you. All right, go on, doctor. Go on, doctor.
Listen. In Igbo land, you're saying that election is ndorondoro ochichi, right? That is the best definition ever. It's the struggle. If there is no election but selection, you select yourself. Ojukwu lost in 1983 because Ojukwu joined the party that the Igbos didn't want. If Ojukwu contested under NPP, nobody could have rigged him out. That's a fact. That is the way politics is played. Now, these 2 things said, we need to also understand that nobody will give you power. You need to struggle for power. Before Obasanjo could become president in Nigeria, Nadeko fought OPC fought. Before Jonathan could become president in Nigeria, Niger Delta militancy, Buhari tried for 10 whole years before he could enter Aso Rock. In fact, so many problems in the North, security and all those things helped him to come to power. Now, in our own case in the Southeast, we are not making such effort. That is my problem. If you want political revolution, you enter the arena and be part of the process. Unless you're part of the process, you will never get anything. Just one little thing, let me just end up. With the man, still the man that was talking about selection. Listen. It's very important. This point I want to make. We are talking about Biafra. We are not talking about Igbo Republic. We are not talking about Southeast Republic. We are talking about Biafra. Biafra, in fact, Biafra, like I said, it predates Biafra, it predates Nigeria. By that I mean, what you call the Bight of Biafra was there before Nigeria was created. The Bight of Biafra is a geographical, location which involves other people in the South. So if you are talking about Biafra agitation and you form a movement for Biafra agitation and you don't find the South visible in it, and you say because they didn't show up, my brother, you are making a grievous mistake. And let me tell you, if we want to have Biafra, you must bring in South into it. If we don't want South out because they are not too keen to be part of it, then change the name of the agitation. Talk about Southeast Republic. Talk about Igbo Republic. Any talk about Biafra Republic without the South is an aberration. It is a misnomer. It will not work. That's a fact. Nobody has to believe me, but the results are there for all of us to see. These are problems that must be addressed if we have to gain traction and mileage, if the trajectory will be fully established. Listen, we have problems with the South during the war. They sort of abandoned Biafra midway because most of their places were conquered and they were compelled to renounce Biafra. We need to understand them. We need to show greater understanding. We need to show greater accommodation. We are the ones that must go for South. We have to go for them. We need to go and tell them not to be afraid. You have nothing to fear from us. We are kit and kin. We are one. We are the same people. You discuss, look, the guy from Canada finished everything. He says that everything is negotiation. I remember visiting Nnamdi Kanu in Umuahia, and I told him some of these things. I made it very clear. I said, you must find a way of bringing in the South fully into what you're doing. My brother is his deputy. If I want to be selfish, I will say that the structure is in order. But I do believe that Nnamdi Kanu's deputy ought to be a South person. He doesn't have to agree with me, but the result is there. Look at him having problem with Asari Dokubo. They are trading words, all these things. It's not helping the struggle. That's the point. And, if you look at it, the people to help you, the Igbo political elites, are not keen because of the way the struggle is arranged. And I told you before that many of them, their money is tainted. Those of them that made money through government, a lot of them, and they don't want to anger the government, which is the source of their living and all that. All these things must be understood. But even at that, such people can be your own Nicodemus. They can come to you in the night. If you are organized, they can help you quietly. Money can be syndicated. But this is not going on. Even those who are millionaires and billionaires out of their own sweat are not really encouraged to participate in the struggle. This is a fact. Now, the Southeast is facing security challenge. There is, heavy migration into the Southeast by people who we don't even know. Some say they are Amajiri, some say that they are headsmen, to call them all manner of things. But the fact remains that aliens are flooding into the southeast. Where are the Biafra agitators? This is the time to show who they are. They don't need to fight anybody, for they have every right to defend their towns, their villages, their families. Where are they? That's the question.
All right.
So is this thing a closet thing? It shouldn't be a closet thing. You have to come out and face this. Engage Nigerian government.
Okay.
You don't need to fight anybody. You don't need to fire
Okay.
a shop.
Okay, Doc.
You can engage Nigerian government and get all you need out of the Nigerian Federation.
Okay, Doc. Thank you.
Yes, let me answer you this question you asked now. Sir, in this actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, we are in the aspara. I left Nigeria in 1991. 1991. So in the aspara, it's very difficult to see a Niger Delta person. Let me just give you an example. In the Republic of Mali, when we started the actualization, when I was about to raise the flag at Tamak at the airport, I have video in Asorok by Obasanjo. Obasanjo declared me dead or alive. But it was your Niger Delta people you are calling now who was sabotaging us, telling them that we are the Biafrans, going to the embassy. Let me give you names. Somebody like Sonny Akofa from Urobo. Many of them.
Sorry to interrupt. We don't call names. We just make your point very plain.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. But let me just tell you, when you call a Niger Delta in Aspara, it is just now we started seeing one of them coming out, but not in the forefront. You cannot force somebody to come and be a leader. A leader used to come out by himself,
let us
clear what he wants to do for his people.
Okay, let us actually go back to what we discussed and what the last person that was with us before he left, what he mentioned about the politics of Biafra, the core politics of Biafra. Let me give Ireke the opportunity to make his own contribution. Your mic is mute. Your mic is mute. Unmute your mic.
Yeah, good morning here. I want to say a big thank you to my brothers and those ones are listening through audio. I hear some of the things that our brother just said, but I want to ask one question to him. Can he tell us what we should do to bring those governors he's mentioning? And just like somebody like Aksari Dokubo, can he tell us what to do? Because for me personally, I have no issue with anybody, but we need we need something reasonable, something we can do in short to bring these people together. That's what I want to ask him. Can he tell us what to do?
Okay.
Because I hear him mentioning the governors, they are not doing that, they are running away, they are away from us, this. Can he tell us what to do?
No, what we're doing right here is, I think he's not around, but let me just quickly answer that question. When he comes, he can take the question. But the truth of the matter is that we the Biafra agitators, I call myself because I'm part of it, that we are lagging behind in terms of getting involved in the political process. You don't need any endorsement of any person to go for you who do not have the same aspiration as you do. You should, the crop of Nigerian politicians, because what they do is they play the politics of Nigeria. They have never played the politics of Biafra, because everything they have done is complete opposite of what Biafra represents. Justice, equity, fairness, innovation, progress. What progress have we seen in the Southeast or in the South-South among the politicians? Look at the issue of security. We respect boiling around anti-open grazing bill, which is the primary responsibility of every government to protect their people. signing it into
Yes.
law is a problem. They couldn't do that. How can they even go out there and speak for you? And let me tell you, no matter how we try to pretend about this thing, the other person has made it clear. The other person that had been here with us and left, the doctor in Canada, he said it very plain. There is no way you can get involved in independence agitation of a nation without having a grip on power. Look at Ojukwu during his time. He was the military administrator of the whole Eastern region. That is why he was able to capture that area. You cannot be doing agitation in a vacuum. The world cannot listen to you. That is the truth. The world cannot listen to you. There is no shortcut to it. No matter how well you cry, no matter how loud you cry, no matter how far you have put the world on notice, they will not even give you a blink because they know you are not in control of what they are interested in. They are interested in the economic pursuit in your own land. And who are responsible for those economic activities you have? Those in government. It's a simple thing. So if you want them to look towards the direction, then
Mr. Chinedu, can I come in?
Go on.
Can I come in that aspect?
Go on.
Hello?
Go on.
Yes, let me give you an example. In East Timor, in Indonesia, when the East Timorans are agitating for their independence, the East Timorans, those who are in politics, was sabotaging their citizens, just as our governors are doing right now. So the so-called agitators was fighting for the independence of East Timor. On the government of Indonesia, they are helping the government of Indonesia to be massacring their people then, until the Indonesian government sent their soldiers to go to church. Bishop was preaching in the church cathedral against the killing of the citizens of East Timor. Then they killed both bishop in the church. When they killed bishop in the church and killed the church members, it was Australia was the first country that stand up, said that this thing will not happen again, that they stand up for East Timorans. So that was how they get their independence. Who told you that the Southern Sudan get their independence, that they have the political power? This is their so-called president, John Garang, that was killed in the plane crash when he came to Nigeria for negotiation and going back. They killed him in the plane crash. He was not a political leader. He was agitating for the independence. They killed him. Then the president that they carry on was not a member of this Sudanese government. He was agitating. They are terrorizing him all the time. So now they can. Here in Belgium, I was one of the members that went to European Parliament the day Nnamdi Kanu came here. I was at the present, not told. So anybody told you that Nnamdi Kanu will not get the actualization, let him stay there. He will see.
Okay.
Now, you know that the Israelites was the people are leading into this negotiation. I am not an outsider in this issue. So let everybody, if they are waiting for us to come and beg them to stand up for the killing of their own people.
Okay, I think you made a very vital point there.
Hello?
But I must tell you, you made a very vital point there, but I must tell you that how long are we going to wait and the massacre continues until the world will now respond that enough of the killings?
Wait,
excuse me, sir.
Let me tell you,
sir.
I'm not speaking.
Excuse me, sir. 3.5
Okay.
million of our people were massacred between 1967 to 1970. The world did not see anything. Since the agitation started till now, thousands of our young men have been massacred on the street. Yet the world have kept mute. You are talking about East Timor and how Australia came up and started speaking up for them. Have you asked how many of the East Timors have been killed? And what is the interest of Australia in Indonesia? And how far have the people engaged? Now, let's bring it down to South Sudan. You said they have never engaged in the political process.
Yes.
No, they have. They were in control of their territory.
Yes.
They redefined their territory and carved it out from the other parts of Sudan. When you cross and enter South Sudan, you already know you are in South Sudan. They established that they were in control of their resources. They got into negotiation, even power negotiation. They got into serious negotiation.
They are not in control of their resources.
No,
during that
they are
time.
not in control.
They go back and check.
No,
They are not in control.
Wait, excuse me. They were in reasonable
They are
control.
not in control because we are aware of everything. They are not controlling the resources. It was the government of Sudan was controlling their resources.
Before the negotiation.
So I know everything about it.
Excuse me. Before the negotiation, go and read about South Sudan and their independence. After they have continued to war for more than 25 years, up to nearly 30 years of war, they got into diplomacy, they got into power. You don't tell me that you can agitate for Biafra and the governors you meet government talk to government. That is the situation. The problem we are having in the Biafran case is that the Biafran people have refused. The Biafra agitators, I'm not just talking about Biafra people, the Biafra agitators have refused to take over power in their region. We have what it takes. Talking about rigging, I'm not here and I'm not going to, expose some of the. I'm not
these
going
people will.
Excuse me, can I come here? Can I come here, Chinedu? That's what I want to correct from you.
Go.
Can I say something? Many people have been saying it, say I did not say anything. Here is something I want you to understand. If you say that we agitating for Biafra has not taken control of the eastern zone, you're getting it wrong.
Okay.
We are in control. Yes, we are in control, but that thing you expect us to show the world. When we start showing the world what we are doing on the ground, the world will tag us terrorists. Tag that one in your mind.
No. That is absolute.
Just listen. Just listen to what I'm saying.
Taking over power.
Let me finish.
We are talking about taking over power. The governors, because
Let me come now.
Excuse me. I have had many pro-Biafran agitators blame governors, blame politicians. Up till today, we kept blaming governors and politicians. If we are in control, how then are we blaming them?
I agree with you.
That is what we're talking about. We're not talking about any other thing that is done behind the scene.
Okay, let me come. Let me come. Let me come a little bit.
Allow him to tell you something. Allow him, Chinedu.
Go on. Go on.
The reason why everybody is looking at the governors, because they saw everything that the governor is in control of the whole eastern zone, all the governors, even from Edo, all the governors. You understand now? But what you're saying is a different something altogether. You want the governors to take action against those Fulani that are trooping into our land. Like bringing security among us so that we will be taking care of our own territory. Yes, that is what you're saying. Everybody knows that. But the reason why they don't want to do so and they are not ready to do it because of the commitment and the secret agreement they have made with the Nigerian government. The Fulani, they are afraid. They are afraid because there are some action they will take now. Don't be surprised tomorrow you find out that one of them or two of them will be in jail. The only person, because of he has not committed himself, that is fighting them till tomorrow. He said it the other day that's the wicked thing. If you have seen him in Aso Rock where he's begging for money or where he's having a meeting with Aso Rock, that you should come and arrest him. That is why they have tried Twitter and nail to stop him and to arrest him, that they could not manage to do it. So our governor has been committed. So in my own opinion, for what you're saying is good. I'm not saying it's bad. But in my own opinion, if we can be able to do it, to mobilize our youth, to meet all our good Igwes, because there are some good ones, and there are some ones working with the governors as well at the same time.
Yes.
So we meet the good ones and tell them, this is what we want. Please, can you give us the chance to take care of our own territory? Believe me, it will work. But then the difference is the only problem we are facing. Maybe, I don't know, if we do that, then the governors now will say, if you kill somebody or his hand is not there, you understand, then police can arrest you. That is why everybody is afraid. Because of the governor, they refuse to take action. But if we can go through our egos, the good ones, we will achieve something. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
Chinedu, Mr. Chinedu. Hello, Mr. Chinedu.
Hey, maybe it's not there. Maybe network. Maybe network problem. It's not there.
It's Nigeria now. You know Nigeria.
Hey,
Nigeria went to India and Pakistan to get network. Imagine.
It's unbelievable, my brother. Off already.
Then, hello? Can you hear me now?
Off, but I can hear you now. But the Chinedu is not there.
Yeah. They don't know that the IPOB. Hello?
Okay. You lost. Sorry. You lost when I was talking.
Because hello, we don't have. Excuse me. What we are facing right now, because our technical stuff, have signaled that the mic that I'm using have run low on the battery. And we have past spent what we have budgeted to spend for today. But we are going to continue the discussion quickly in the next 20 minutes. But I want
I have not finished what I'm saying. Maybe you cut. Your mic went off.
Go on with your submission.
Yeah.
Go on with your submission very quickly.
Let me finish.
Go on.
I conclude my contribution on this in this way. I said before, maybe that time you're already off. I said before, let us, we youth, let us mobilize ourselves and meet all our Igwes, the good ones, because there are some Igwes that are still working with the governors. Let them, because through them we can be able to achieve a little thing you're saying now, because the commitment they have with the Alamajiri, with the Fulani Caliphate, will not allow them to take any action until the gospel truth. See what Yoruba did. They came out, bam, like that, and nobody challenged them. And the Fulani want to challenge them. They stood up on their own and take action. So since the governor cannot do it, I saw Igwes, then we can keep. But if the governor said, if you kill person, my hand is not there, let us bear it. I think we take action can be able to help us to move one step. Then we know the next thing to do. That is what I think. Because if we keep on waiting for these people, we will be in trouble.
All right. Let us take this caller. Let us quickly take this caller. Hello. Yeah, the caller on phone. Your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Eric. I'm calling from Amsterdam.
Okay, Eric, although your voice is quite low, we can increase your voice. Tell us your opinion with what we're saying, very briefly, because we are lagging time.
Okay, I've been listening to you guys for a long time. But as long as I'm concerned, the whole issue is complicated. It's complicated in the sense that the agitators are one of them. These are the young people. They have been waiting for a long time for our politicians to do something. But there still not be anything. When the agitators are talking about sovereign state of Biafra, about structuring. These young guys are fighting for the future of our generation. But these people called Ohanese and so-called governors, they are so much interested in the property in Abuja. And probably contrary the government or the governors that interested that maybe after their tenure, they become a senator.
They are the people that quickly proscribe the agitators and call them terrorists. And now the terrorists are coming and they are doing nothing. How could they work together? Anything that the agitators are doing, they are the ones sabotaging it.
Correct.
So who is to blame now? Who is to be blamed? If you not the Ohanese, they are in the position to do this thing the young people are doing. They are in the position to fight for us. These young guys, they just stood up one day, they see the persecution, they see the marginalization, they see every time they say, no, enough is enough. We have to do something about it. Because the people we trusted, our politicians, our athletes, they are doing nothing. They are so much interested in their pocket. And when it comes to South or whatever, this is not a political party. These people stood up one day and said, let's fight for our state of Biafra. It's up to you. Join me. Let's go together. Probably you have different plan, I don't know. But I'm fighting for all. You have to come. I don't have to come and beg you.
Correct.
That is the way I see it. I don't want to take your time too much. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. There is no point for the Biafra agitators to be in power. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
If it is possible, I don't see it happen.
We're already making move.
If it is possible, it's very, very important, but I don't see it happen. Because these so-called Ohanese and our political leaders, they won't give them that opportunity to achieve.
Okay. Let me draw this. Okay, thank you very much for that submission. Thank you so much. Thank you for that submission. Now let me draw a very clear line and clarity, because one of the truths of the matter among many pro-Biafran agitators and enthusiasts is that it is impossible for Biafrans to hijack power through political revolution. Nobody will give you freedom. Nobody will give you power just like that. You have to fight for it. You have to fight. Nobody gives you freedom, whether political battle or gun battle, because you must take one. And the truth of the matter is that we, the Biafran people, as we are looking at them on the street, the last thing they want is another war. Although war is already on our doorstep. But this is the war. And those of our advisories, like we say, the Fulanis have their agenda. What is your own agenda? How are you executing your agenda? What time frame do you have for your agenda? I'm coming. What time frame do you have for your agenda?
Okay.
Then, how are you executing it? The Fulani understand the fact that the importance of power, that with power, they can achieve anything. We are not talking about Nigerian constitution, because the governors themselves, they don't need Nigerian constitution to sign into bill, anti-open grazing bill. To sign into law, anti-open grazing bill. It has already been done in Benue State, Ekiti State, and other states. What is stopping your governors to do so? What is stopping your governors from setting up security apparatus to check insecurity in the South, just like the Southwest have done? Because they are not sincere. Because they are not loyal to Biafra. They are not loyal to the aspiration of their people. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, because what I'm saying is very important. Extremely very important. Now, we are telling the Biafran people, we have lamented enough about our politicians. We have lamented enough about those in government. They have sold us out enough. And we have cried and complained. And some of us have concluded that it is not possible that Biafran people can take over power. And as a result of that, they should boycott the political process. Yet, every day, the decision of these people continue to truncate the aspiration of our people. The greatest thing that can happen to the Biafran people is to stand up and live and face the reality and not just be emotional about this. We can take over power. I can tell you 100% sure, because on the street out there, 95% of our people or more want freedom today and tomorrow. But you have to define your freedom. You have to have your agenda well spelled out. It's not something that you go about doing it in a random, like a guesswork. You have to have your plan of action and executing them from one step to the other until you attain your ultimate goal. It is not all about just doing anything at random. We have identified that the Igbo politicians playing the Nigerian politics have continued to truncate the efforts of our people. Little thing, even they have contributed in making our people to lose confidence in governance and political process. But despite that, the people have an obligation to say enough is enough.
Enough.
Who are those? Who are those that are being used to rig election? Because we complain that the elections are being rigged.
Can I give you light to this thing you are talking?
Who rigged the elections? Who rigs elections? The people that rig elections are the ordinary people. They are the ones that rig elections. Who rig election for the politicians? They are the people that say they are Biafrans. So if that is the case, that means Biafran people have not truly needed their freedom. Because if we do, we must ensure that we flush those who do not represent our aspiration out of power. That is the starting point. And I agree with the Canada doctor that spoke earlier. Whatever we do without having power in the location you call your territory, it is just a ghost chase. And I will permit my brothers who have been here to make their contributions as we are wrapping up the program for tonight. We are going to converge again next week the same time, and we apologize because of network. I don't know what network they tried to sabotage our proceeding today, but we will continue again on this topic next week, 6 to 7 p.m. You see, we have spent far above the time we are supposed to be here, but we needed to deliver this message. So I want my brothers out there to make their own remark as we wrap it up for today's discussion. I will start with Evaristus.
Hello.
Go on.
Mr. Chinedu, let me give the Biafrans the light. What used to happen in with the governors? Let me start with the governors, even to the senators. Chinedu, I want to give you a light just for the military regime, because I was in the government house of Anambra State, then Enugu, 1980s to the military regime of this Buhari and the Tunde Idiabon, which brought this man into power, Alison Madeke. Then after Meko Melwa, I want to give you an instance, just with all these governors you see. Before you become a governor of Eastern State, you must go to Sokoto to sign agreement with the Sultan of Sokoto, and under 6 months you are governor. You have about how many million or billion to return to him. If
hang
you
on,
pay that money,
hang
then
on. Let us quickly take this caller. Hang on, because they are calling. Hello.
okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. Please make
Hello.
your submission. Hello. Make your submission. Please tune down the volume of where you're listening.
Hello.
Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Hello. Good morning. Yes, I can.
Oh, yeah, you make your submission, your name and where you're
Hello,
calling from.
I can.
Yeah,
Okay,
welcome.
my name is Celestina Ozuagu. I'm calling from San Diego, California, in the United States. So I just want to make a contribution, and my contribution is this, that if there be any discussion about Biafrans, I think this discussion should not be aired. It shouldn't be viewed by everyone, because I think in this discussion, a lot of people are watching, and some of them watching don't have Biafra in mind. There are people that can sabotage Biafra. So I think every discussion that should be made about Biafra, about the land of Biafra, should be something secret. Just like I also said, I said that when I speak in Igbo, it says, which means there should be a secret, should be something that should discuss between the people that have a good agenda for the land of Biafra. So this is just what I want to contribute.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
So,
over to you, my brother Evaristus.
okay. To continue, these people used to sign agreement and they have money to return to the Sultan of Sokoto, who made them the governor. So that is where I told you that there is no a democratic government in Nigeria. What they have is selection government of people who is loyal to the Sultan of Sokoto. Okay. You must pay. Let me just give you one example. When Akonobi, my own brother, become governor, I was at his Niger Cement Company in Kalaguden. I was the person that was distributing the cement for the Emeko Melwa then. Then Akonobi was appointed as a governor. 6 months in the post, they called him to come and make an account for them. He left the government house to go and answer the call at Abuja to deposit the money. I know how they rally around to gather that money from the state fund to pay. I was too young, but I was inside the government house before Akonobi came. They don't know that I used to go into the secret room underground. Before they know it, they were surprised. How do I come into state house?
Excuse me.
But the people, security told them that this guy was there.
Excuse me,
so Chinedu.
What you are saying is what is already established. We know all that. We know the impunity happening in the system. We are talking about the solution and
that is what I am trying to tell you, that is not possible.
Okay, now let me tell you how possible it is. Let me give you 1 minute and go to Ireke very quickly. Ireke, you are going to come on to make your own contribution very shortly. Let me quickly.
How will we stop it?
Let me do that. Let me give you. It's not something that I am supposed to air, just like our sister said here. But I'm just to give you a light, because we have a plan. For you to say we are just here to sensitize our people and make them see reasons why we must engage in the political process.
Yes.
Because there are 2 ways you can get your power or your freedom. First, you must hijack power. It's either you take it through the guns and bullets, or you take it through political process. But the end point is hijack power. We are talking about the freedom of a people, a nation. You must be in power to negotiate with anybody whatsoever. That is the fundamental truth. Take it or leave it. You must be in power to negotiate with countries of the world. You must be in control of your territory to negotiate with any country of the world, because they are interested in the economic benefits of the relationship they will have with you. And if you are not in control, excuse me,
not all that.
Excuse me, let me finish. No interruption, please. Now, how is it possible? Because what is being made is for us to divulge our plan. But I'm not going to do that here on the plain broadcast, but I'm going to give you an idea, an example. Let me give you an example, an illustration. The Biafran people, we all agree that 95% of our people want freedom. That is certain. Is that not true?
True.
Thank you. If that is the case, if 95% of Biafran people in Anambra State who are Biafrans say that I, Asuzu Chinedu Peters, we are going to make you the governor of our homeland here, and we are ready for it, and we have our ideology that you go in there and become the Biafran that we see. Just like we have been praising and adoring somebody like Wike. Now let me tell you what happens.
And the River State also.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Now, the majority of our people,
Cross River, sorry.
The majority of our people who want freedom, they are the ones that run the polling booths. The majority of that 95% include those who man polling booths. It includes those who write election results. It includes those who go there to either sell their votes to these criminal politicians. They are within that 95%, but they want what? Biafra. Now, if they now say, with your money, with your influence, we have chosen this man, he is the one we are going after. The whole Biafran people participates in the election, stands in the election, make sure that their vote counts. Do you know why I tell you they can make sure that their vote counts? Those who are being used to rig election and cause election violence, they are the same people. It is not the politicians that do that, not their families that does that. It is the ordinary people that does that. It is not even the Fulanis that come down to do that for them. It is our own people that does that. If truly we have conscientized our people enough to understand the stake that we are into, then what they will do is to do what? Say, this man, we are going in for you. And we make sure that we depopularize any person, any other candidate that do not represent the Biafran interest. That is the only way. No election can be rigged. What happened in Imo State will never happen. You can imagine in a state where you conduct election of a people that is up to 5 million persons in the state. Then only 10% or even less than 10% participated in that election. And those politicians whom you don't want to be part of this, that are causing this havoc, will now go and bribe their just only 100,000 persons. And they will use 100,000 persons to win the votes and the next 4 years of our future. That is it. Let me quickly take this caller very briefly, then I'll summarize, then give Ireke a chance to wrap up, and we'll close for today. Let me take this call first. Let me take this one first. We have so many calls coming in. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Chine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on. Very briefly, tell us your submission, your name, and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Teresa Abumwa, and I'm calling you from UK.
Go on.
Actually,
Okay,
so
go on.
I'm a co-winner. And a co-winner. Dịka etu ndị ọchịchị anyị nọ na kaunti ya Imo steeti gọvanọ na anyị nwee onye si na Biafra nọ n'ọchịchị oche ahụ na ọ ga-enyere anyị aka inweta Biafra. A na-akọwa na ọ bụrụ na anyị nwee somebody bụ president bụ onye Biafra na ọ ga-enyere anyị aka weta Biafra. Ka ekwana maka constitution Nigeria. Kọwaa ya ọfụma ka anyị nwa bụ local people ghọta ya ọfụma na ọgbata na ya ọfụma ka anyị ghọta ihe ewu n'iwe biko.
Daalụ sọ nwanne m. I will answer that question very shortly. She asked a very important question, but let me take another call, then I'll go to that question. Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from. Be very brief because we have very little time. You have just 1 minute at most to make your contribution.
Yes, my name is Ifeanyi Chukwu. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu, and I'm calling from Norway.
Go on, please, Ifeanyi Chukwu.
Yes, Chinedatus, I have been following your program, and I've been seeing your programs in YouTube. But I want to use this chance to tell you that we have a leader, and we don't want to be distracted. We have a leader that is taking us home in a very short time, and I don't want you to use your network to derail the good work that the leader is doing, because I can see the people in your network that they're all of distraction. Because when the director was on ground, our director, when he was on ground, he went to Ibocha. When he was traveling around, all Biafrans have come together.
Excuse me, sir.
For the fact that all Biafrans have come together to champion the cause, the responsibility of Biafra.
Narrow down your submission to the topic of discussion. Hello, Ifeanyi Chukwu, narrow down your submission to the topic of discussion.
Listen.
We are going to cut you off if you do not narrow down your submission to the topic of discussion.
Listen.
Narrow down your submission to the topic of discussion. We have rules to maintain. Please.
Listen.
I'm sorry. We are going to cut you off because we have other people who are on the line. Please, we maintain decorum here. We maintain order. We have our own program. The discussion on ground, we need to tackle it. If that is not what you are talking about, please wait until we bring it up, or you can suggest to us, let us talk about this on the next program. Then it will be brought as the topic of discussion. We wouldn't want people coming here to say they divert us from the topic that we are addressing. Now, the lady that, okay, let me quickly take this call. She had called several times. Hello, brother.
Hello.
Hello,
yeah.
Brother. Your name and where are you calling from?
I want to. I'm calling from Poland.
Go on, please. Go on.
Yes, I have watched this program from the beginning. I disagree with you by telling us that we should elect someone to be in power before achieving Biafra. It is not done that way, brother. Okay, look at what's happened in America. The whole blacks, the whole whites joining hands to say that what enough is enough. What is wrong is wrong. Let us all join hands and march to the United Nations. People that will give us hearing. We all march down to that place. When Zeke suggested at the middle of the war in 1968, he suggested 16 options to the United Nations, of which one of them is so vital. If they respect, if these people can be together. So let us go back. Being in power does not solve the problem right now. Our lives have been rich. Our lives are filled with Fulanis. What do? We will defend ourselves by all means. We will not look for any governor. There are some situations in Ghana when General is killing almost all the to salvage Ghana. Have you forgotten about that?
Okay.
Have you forgotten about that? Let us go. I'm not talking about every time I call people and say, we need power. The Ambazonians. Okay, who will give you the power? These people are not going to give any Igbo man fire.
Nobody will give you power.
And they will not.
Okay.
Nobody will give you power.
Okay, let me ask you.
The best of all is to unite and march to where it's free.
Okay.
Hello?
You made a very one that he said let us march to the United Nations and they will give us Biafra. My brother, I want to ask you one important question. Excuse me. Let me ask you one important question. Abaribe, we have seen him as one of the most outspoken Igbo and pro-Biafran senator, and we have adored him. We have hailed him. We have supported him. Now, if Abaribe is not there, would we have any voice there? One. Number two, what your suggestion is that we don't need to be in power in order to get this agitation well. I think what we should, if going by that illustration, I think what we should do is to tell all our politicians who are pro-Biafrans to resign from their offices and join us on the streets and go to United Nations, and at the state they will give us Biafra. Because I remembered the South Sudan, hang on, I remember the Southern Cameroonian, the Ambassadorian, many of their parliamentarians resigned and joined them. And they took up arms. It is two ways. We either take up arms, there is nothing like peaceful protest, and they will continue killing you. It's not today they started killing us. It is not today we started keeping the world on notice. If you think that the world have not seen the killing of our people in Nigeria, then we are all joking and deceiving ourselves. They are the big, they have their network around everywhere. They know everything that is happening here. They receive reports of every death that happens here. Yet, they keep mute. Why? How do you think that is happening?
Because of what they are collecting from the Fulani Caliphate.
Thank you. That is because they have interest. My brother, you made a very vital point there. Because, excuse me, I think you have made a very, Ireke, you have answered the question at the best way you can answer it. Because of their interest. Who are in power? Who are in control? The Fulanis. And that is why they have to keep mute as long as they will maintain the integrity of Nigeria, because those people in power are. But I'm not talking about Nigeria. Don't misquote it. We are not talking about the Nigeria for Biafra people to take over Nigeria presidency. That is bullshit. That is pipe dream. I'm talking about your homeland. You are Biafra. Let's start with Igbo Biafra, because that's more necessary.
How can we protect our territory? That is what we are discussing.
The protection of our territory is very simple. If I am the governor of Anambra State, for instance, I will sign the anti-open grazing law straight on, because it is not even it is within the jurisdiction of the state to do that. Other states have done it. Why are your governors not doing it? Because they are anti-Biafra, just like Evaristus pointed out. They are all loyal to the Fulanis. Okay, so they are not interested. Anything that will jeopardize their relationship there, they are not interested. Is that not it? Good. Now, if you have the right person in power, what you will do to protect these people is to sign the anti-open grazing law. Straight up. When you've done that, once you've done that, then you now enact or set up the security apparatus like the vigilantes to enforce the law that you have set up. You made a suggestion, Ireke, that we should go to the villages and meet the Igwes, that the Igwes will help us to set up our security. You cannot set up any security outside what the governor has set up, because he is the security officer of every state. So whatever
they have not set up anything yet.
They will dismantle it. It is a useless and a waste of time. That is why you have to fight from the inside. That is just the
and they don't want to do it.
Here. But for us to stay here and conclude that it is impossible, I have demonstrated it that it is 100% possible if the Biafra people truly want their freedom. That is what I'm saying. Not when we are just paying Biafra a lip service on social media and other places. We are paying Biafra lip service. We want Biafra. We want Biafra. But you could not hijack power in your own state, and we continue complaining that the people controlling our land are aliens or foreigners. Then we are even under colonization by those who are oppressing us right here in Nigeria. Those who are supposed to be equal partners in this Nigerian scheme that has failed. So what we are saying in essence is that our people, the Biafran agitators, should live above emotion and go beyond that into reality and face it head on. It is possible. We have made that attempt, and we came very close to that. And I tell you, it is 100% possible. And it is already after 8 o'clock, and we'll be wrapping up any moment from now. Ireke, you can give us your closing remarks very quickly, because if we continue, we may stay here for another 2 hours. Give us your closing remark very quickly, please, so that we conclude.
Thank you very much. But I keep on asking this question because the other day I asked it and nobody gave me an answer. Yes, we have our leader, Mazina Diokukan, and he's doing his best on his own side. And I know very well that when it comes in terms of security in Igbo land, and in fact all Biafra land, not only Igbo land, the governors, they are not ready to sign what you because they have been lamenting this thing for a long time and nobody is talking about it. We know those things. So my own question is this: I'm asking both those ones in Biafra land and those ones outside Biafra land. Is there anything we can do to bring ourselves together, to mobilize our youth, to start local vigilante, something like that? That is my own. I keep on asking this question because that's the reason why I say, can we meet our? Because if you talk about the honest people, they are not ready, just only talking. They are not doing anything.
My brother, let me answer you this question.
You cannot do anything to set up any vigilante.
Let me answer you this question before we go.
It is elusive. It is completely elusive. If somebody tells you you can set up any security apparatus here to do anything outside what the governors are doing, then he is deceiving you. Except if you want to go into full confrontation with the Nigerian authority, that is okay by the person. Then you don't know that you have declared a full-blown militancy against the Nigerian state or whatever they call it. Then if that is the choice that the have chosen, then that is a different ballgame. We are talking about the political and the diplomatic process. And the other ones, we cannot talk about it on social media. Thank you for your submission, Ireke. Let me take Evaristus very briefly, then we'll go. We have other people who just joined us. We can give you just 1 minute to make your contribution after Evaristus have his own submission.
Biko ndị Igbo ekere m unu, o nwere ihe ndị be anyị sị na anaghị eti anyị ichila ọnụ ndị nneni na-asị na anaghị eti anyị ichila and anaghị aba agwọba nsi odo anya na-ekwenye anya n'elu. So okwu anyị chọrọ ikwu na bụ just our able leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere ka anyị ghọta ọ bụrụ ihe niile ka anyị ga-eme ka unu nọ inside marụ what is going on here na-ekwu na social media. So that security na-achọ Chinedu anyị ama ngwara unu etu ọ dị because until ụbọchị anyị ga-ebido practice ya unu amara ihe anyị na-apply ihe our leader ji the program o ji ụjọ atụrụ unu.
That is fine. That is wonderful. Thank you very much. I think you have made that very clear that they have their own plan, and when it comes to that issue, we don't discuss it here on the media platform. We have somebody that joined us, Michael. Please, you came very late. Sorry, you have been waiting for quite some time. Tell us your name, your submission very briefly before we wrap it up for today's program. I'm talking to the newcomer that just entered. You can tell us. Are you here? Can you listen? Can you hear me? Are you listening? Can you hear me? I think he's not with us. I think he's not with us. He's quite off. I think with that, we are saying thank you so much, all the viewers, those of you who joined us. Yes. Go.
Because I'm not sure can take one in before we go. Ịma na ndị Igbo na etuta nkịta kọrọ ọbụ n'Igbo shọ dị ka ịtọrọ ya mbọ. Do you know where I'm going? Because when you look at what our leader is doing, he's doing a great job, which my brother just finished, which I said before. But the reason why I keep on saying this, the reason why I said, because there are still our brothers among us in Biafra land, even in abroad, they are not members of IPOP, but they are Biafrans. IPOP means the indigenous people of Biafra. Yes, but there are hardcores like us But what I'm saying is, I keep on saying this because tomorrow, all these Igwes and governors, they will not say, we did not come to them. Oh. If had they do that, we protest and come to them, they might have done something.
My brother, there is people on the ground going for that one you are talking about. There is people on the ground in the Biafran land doing that. We have IPO in every quarter.
Did I talk about every quarter? Yes, I know that. I know that one.
They are doing that work. All the ways they are involved now. I can assure you this.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is this: based on here, our brother Neku, na like you know, 1 million match the other day. So more na say not the one man, but if possible, also, and I don't know more Canada, Chedu, we have lost him. Hello? We have lost him. He's gone.
Go on. My mic is off. Go on. My mic is off. Go on.
Okay. So, like what I'm just saying before, because ijide mmadụ ijide nkịta kpọta ya akọrọ iguzo dịka atụrụ ya mbọ. My brother said that now we are doing work on the ground. We IPOP. Yes, I agree with you. But if those ones are not with IPOP because there are still our brothers in Biafra land. They are not with IPOP. They are afraid or maybe or whatever. They also should mobilize themselves and meet the Igbo's openly because in secretly in our own IPOP. But I would like you to organize people also because the only way we can do this, something. I agree with you. We are doing our own on the ground. I know that. But for those ones who is not registered with IPOP, they are not among of IPOP members. I suggest we can do also the same thing. Them can do also the same thing so that people will be seeing it physically. You understand where I'm going? Because we IPOP, we don't show face. So those ones are on the ground now feeling that their government